Hi, welcome to SPR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We're going to get an opinion on USC Arizona State from Kyle Hunter, HunterSportsPicks.com. Kyle Hunter, this USC Arizona State been getting a lot of debate because Arizona State, of course, a pretty significant home underdog. Right now they're 5 or 5.5, and the line opened at 6, so some action coming in on Arizona State. But of course, USC, coming off the loss to Stanford, where the Sharps were on Stanford, the public was on USC, the public got burned. And last year, of course, very competitive game. Arizona State wound up winning that one. So at first glance, Arizona State has been out of sync this year. We know that. They're 0-3 against the spread, but it seems like at first glance, the feeling is that Arizona State has value as a home underdog. Do you agree with that, Kyle?
I do agree with that. I think there's a lot of interesting things about this game. I think this is a really interesting line. It surprised me quite a bit. USC is getting a lot of respect here from the odds makers. And this USC team has five-star talent all over the field, but they haven't really proven it in big games lately. They're 5-14 against the spread in their last 19 road games. They're also 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 against Arizona State. I don't know how a USC defense that has 5-star recruits all over the field gives up 41 points to a conservative offense like Stanford. This USC team has a lot of question marks for me. I know they have a ton of potential, but I feel like they have to prove it at this point. Steve Sarkisian, I think he should be on the hot seat. I feel like this team's not maximizing their talent at all. They played Arkansas State and Idaho, beat them down, but that doesn't prove anything to me. I know Arizona State hasn't played very well so far this year, but their last couple games, Cal Poly and New Mexico, they weren't interested in those games because they're looking forward to this game. So I think Arizona State at home, a team that has, they had 2 defensive starters returning last year, 9 back this year. The defense is much better than they were a year ago. They have a really good home field advantage too. I don't think people realize how good of a home field advantage Arizona State has. It's a party school. This is a late night game. It's going to be a raucous atmosphere. I'm definitely taking the points.
Yeah, I'm just concerned that the line just doesn't quite make sense to me. I'm worried that maybe the books are trying to trap the Sharps here or something like that. I mean, maybe this will be one of those games where, USC does wind up getting a comfortable win, and the supposedly sharp people who liked Arizona State were missing something.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a fishy line, and those are always a little bit concerning. Mm-hmm. Like I said, Steve Sarkisian, a coach that I feel like comes up short in these big games pretty often. Last year on the road, they didn't get much done. USC is supposed to be a lot better this year. And then in their first test, they fall to Stanford and give up 41 points, a Stanford team that couldn't even score against Northwestern at all. So to me, USC is the team that certainly could win this game big, but they're going to have to prove it to me before I back USC. And I think Arizona State absolutely has a chance to win this game. So you're going to give me 5.5 points. I'm taking Arizona State. And I also think it's a pretty good idea to take the money line for a small play here because, like I said, I think Arizona State has a real shot at winning this game.
All right, well, the Sharps faded USC last week, and they won easily on that one. Big winner for the Sharps. Maybe they'll be on Arizona State again this week. Not exactly sure. We will find out when I do my call with Brent from BetDSI if the Sharps did, in fact, come in on Arizona State. But Kyle Hunter, a clear sharp, like in Arizona State, currently 5.5, one of the market-wide lines. And Kyle Hunter, tell us about your website, HunterSportsPicks.com.
Yeah, I had my game of the year last week that I mentioned in the video. Game of the year cashed in. I'm now 5-0 all time on game of the year, so was really excited about that and appreciate the clients who jumped on board with that one. 5-0 so far this year on top-rated plays. I also have a new podcast, the Hunter Sports Picks Betting Breakdown. You can download that on iTunes, on Stitcher, or listen to it straight from my website, HunterSportsPicks.com.
Oh, sounds great, Kyle. Thanks so much for your insights on this game.